Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. And yesterday we went over the 17 cards that are like the most must-craft from the Year of the Phoenix. And today I'm like, well, what's a better follow-up than 17 cards that you can absolutely safely disenchant, as they currently basically have no use in the game whatsoever in Standard or Wild outside of like niche combos. But I will throw a disclaimer out there. You absolutely never know what the next expansion, the next year of expansions may entail. These cards might go from complete garbage to really top tier playable cards, but if you're hankering for dust and you really need to disenchant something and you got some epics and legendaries hanging around that you're unsure of whether to keep or not, I'm going to fill you in on what epics and legendaries you definitely do not need to hang on to, at least in the time being. So let's get going. Starting at number 17, we have Philosophy. It's a 1-mana epic spell. It's dual class Demon Hunter and Warlock. And it's a one mana spell that will copy the cheapest demon in your hand, and if it's outcast, you give it +1/+1. Currently has not really seen play in any competitive deck in Standard or Wild, and is currently one of the worst options you can even get when you play like a wand maker in Demon Hunter. Just not a very good card. Doesn't really find a home. It's like a little bit of greed, a little bit of value in hand buffing, but overall, neither of these things do much, and you definitely do not need to hold on to this. Next, we have at number 16, Marsh Hydra. It is a 7-mana 7/7 epic for Druid. It has Rush, and when it attacks, you get a random 8-drop in your hand. This card's not particularly bad. I remember day one, I tried Big Druid out when Ashes came out, and I mean, I lost to Demon Hunter like everybody else, and then once that got nerfed, I tried it again, and I lost to Demon Hunter, and then it got nerfed again, and then I tried it out again, and it lost to Demon Hunter, but then Demon Hunter got nerfed again, and then there were other classes that were playable, and then it lost to those classes. So yeah, Marsh Hydra doesn't really work out. It's a really solid like arena card, but there's better big stuff to do in Druid when you have like guardian animals and things like that. There's just better stuff to do, and in Wild, definitely not playable. I have never seen someone play this from their hand ever in Wild, so definitely a card you do not need to hold on to. Next, we have the Shaman Prime Lady Fascia. It's a 3-mana Prime that shuffles, it's a 3-mana legendary that shuffles a Prime into your deck, and that is a 7-mana 5/4 that when you play it, it draws 3 spells from your deck, and the cost 3 less as spell damage +1. I guess the idea is like a combo type of burn deck you're going to play, but there's no support for this in Standard at all outside of like Lava Burst, the Portal, Lightning Bolt. I've literally never seen someone play this. I've seen them summon it randomly, and same in Wild, I haven't seen it at all. This is a card that might end up being good if there's like enough spell support in like the next couple of sets for Shaman, but as it stands right now, this card is just it's going to sit in your collection and do absolutely nothing, so you can definitely disenchant it. At number 14, we have a card that Trump, I think, gave it like 5 or 4 stars. And that's Shadow Council. It's a 1-mana Warlock epic spell, and it converts your hand into random demons and gives them all +2/+2. This thing is garbage. It's just bad. It's terrible. Random demons are bad. I mean, you get a hand buff, whatever, but no, it's bad. It's not even a good meme card, because, like, you just get random demons. That's no fun. Like, what are you gonna do with that? It's just awful. Disenchant this one immediately. I don't know how this will ever be good. I don't know how anyone could ever evaluate it as being good, but that's a whole different point, so yeah. And again, Wild, you're never playing this. Absolute garbage. Do not hold on to this. Ever. Don't. Please. Get rid of it. Next, we have a neutral legendary in Alar. It's a 5-mana 7/3. It has a death rattle. It summons like a 0/3 like egg, and if it doesn't get killed, it rehatches and it gets Alar. You can go infinite with Alar, except it's super fragile, vulnerable, garbage, just dies to everything. It's just bad, really bad. It's a type of minion you want to go up to like Jandis, where then there's like multiple threats at the same time, but you're getting other stuff for 5 mana. This is just 5 mana play Alar. It's just bad, like, yeah. I think a friend of mine, Jiminator, tried it with like Anka, and even then, when it was a 1 mana, it was still bad. So yeah, do not pick Alar, do not play Alar, do not craft Alar, just disenchant it. It's good dust for, yeah. Next, we have kind of a surprising card I'm going to throw out there, but Maiev Shadowsong, the neutral legendary 4-mana 4/3. I had this on my must craft list back when Ashes was announced and we were hyping it up. And yeah, it makes a minion dormant for 2 turns, and it just doesn't see play. This card you would think is strong, because it's like a 4 mana kind of semi-hard removal, but it's just not good enough. It's 4 mana, it's not enough tempo, it doesn't actually remove the threat, it just makes it dormant, and when you have cards like Shadow Weaver that just freeze stuff, that's just better. And this is just going to sit in your collection. I have not seen this card played on ladder since the expansion came out. Honestly, it's just not good enough. And there's just better options, and they're not even legendaries. So, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I think Maiev Shadow Song is a pretty safe disenchant right now. At number 11, we have Reliquary of Souls, the Priest Prime minion. It's a 1-mana, 1/3 lifesteal minion, and it shuffles a 7-mana 6/8 priming to your deck. It has lifesteal taunt. It can't be targeted by enemies, only by you. And yeah, I mean, premium stats, both sides are pretty good, but Priest just doesn't care. You might generate this off an Invoke, and then it's like, okay, but still not great. It just doesn't do enough, you know? Priest doesn't really have the cycle to make this card work if you want to build around it. And the value of it's just not enough to really warrant a spot in your deck when you can just randomly generate better stuff, do more degenerate stuff, steal your opponent's shit, you know. It's just not really worth it, and it really hasn't seen play in any competitive deck. And in Wild, never seen it at all. So I think it's a pretty safe disenchant. Next, we have a Mage Epic at number 10, Apexis Smuggler. It's a 2-mana 2/3 minion that whenever you play a secret, you discover a spell. It's just, you can just discover so much more for 0 mana with Apprentice, with Magic Trick, Cyclone, Primordial stuff. Like, there's just, why are you playing this really slow, clunky thing to discover one spell and you have to play secrets in your deck? And it's bad. Even in Wild, where you have Secret Mage, where you can cheat out secrets for 0 mana, it's not good enough because you don't care about value. And the average spell's obviously not going to be worth it there. And it's just not good. It's just an epic that's just wasting some dust, and you probably should just cash it in right now. At number 9, we have a Hunter Legendary Beastmaster Lyrox. It's an 8-mana 5/5, and as a battle cry, summon 3 beasts from your hand. I've seen people build some kind of cool stuff with like OTK Hunter, like copy King Crushes, and summon them all and go face. But realistically, if you want to play competitively, you want to play at a decent level, Beastmaster Lyrox is just not there. The support's not there. The beasts in standard, like, yeah, you got Crush. That's about it. Cheating out like a high main, things like that. It's just not good enough. And it's just kind of a dead meme. And in Wild, again, Hunter's just not really playable there. And if you're playing Hunter in Wild, you're either playing like Reno Hunter or something like really aggressive, like Odd Hunter or Even Hunter. This just doesn't fit into like any of those archetypes. It is a card, though, that could pop up. It's similar to like Katrina, where she wasn't very good and then all of a sudden she became very good, and Beastmaster might fall into that someday, but right now, if you need that dust, I definitely think it's safe to disenchant Beastmaster Lyrox. And number 8, we have the Druid Prime Archspore Mishafin. It's a 3-mana 3/4 taunt that shuffles a prime into your deck, which is a 10-mana 9/9 taunt, which has a battle cry of summon either a 9/9 with Rush or a 9/9 with Taunt. And of course with the quest, it'll be a 9/9 Rush with Taunt. This card just hasn't seen play in Standard or Wild. It just hasn't. It's not good enough. Quest Druid isn't really that great. And even in Quest Druid, I don't know if you'd run it. Like, a 3-mana 3/4 Taunt's not bad, but the 10-mana option is just too expensive. Even though you get 10 mana, 18, and Taunt. Today's Hearthstone, that's, like, not good enough, and that's crazy. And yeah, this card just has not seen any play for them in its entire existence, really. Any competitive play, at least. And it's just, yeah, it's not worth the spot. I don't know if it'll ever be worth the spot, especially with the quest rotating in Druid in the next expansion or so. Yeah, I don't know if Mishfin's ever going to see play, but you never know. We'll see. But right now, I definitely think it's a safe disenchant. At number 7, we have another neutral legendary. This is Keymaster Alabaster. 7-mana 6/8 minion, and whenever your opponent draws a card, you get a copy, and it costs 1. So it's like an Ultra Greed card. You play it, and you hope your opponent draws a couple cards, and you get some stuff. But even in Wild, where you have cards like Cold Light Oracle and Naturalize, this guy has not popped up whatsoever. Way too expensive, way too greedy, and I mean, the chance that you get a card from your opponent's deck that's like the absolute nuts, it's going to win you the game, is just not very high. Like, you're facing an aggro deck, oh great, I got a 1-mana pirate. That's sick, you know? It's just, it's not very good. It's a solid meme. The entrance animation's sick. It's a cool card, but if you want to play a competitive deck at all, Keymaster Alabaster is not going to be in there. So unless you just want a meme, I would definitely disenchant him. Next, we have the Enchanted Cauldron. This is a neutral epic. It's a 3-mana 1/6 spell burst. Whenever you cast a spell, you cast another random spell of the same cost. I took this in Arena once and it was okay. Other than that, you're never putting this in your deck. It's absolutely terrible. Stats suck. The effect is unreliable. You need to play it with a spell that's decent, and like you never know what's gonna happen. Again, it's that Keymaster Alabaster style. Just it's a meme card. You want to screw around, do dumb stuff, hold on to it. Other than that, you're definitely gonna want to disenchant this one. Next, we have at number 5, Playmaker. This is a warrior epic. It's a 3 mana 4/3. And whenever you summon a rush minion, you summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. I guess the idea was that you like play it and then play the prime and get more primes, or play Restless Mummy and get more rushes. Like, it's just bad. This card's awful. It's very expensive. It never sticks, so you can't play it on 3 and hope to curve into your rush minion. It's never going to happen. So it's like minimum 7 mana play, because all your good rush stuff you want to copy is 4, and while Warrior has way, way, way better stuff to do, whether it's Bomb Warrior, Egg Warrior, stuff like that. And again, Wild, you're absolutely never playing this. This card's one of the worst from the latest expansion, as I had predicted, and yeah, you can safely disenchant it. I don't see this card ever seeing play unless like a broken 1 mana rush minion is made or something. Like, it's just not happening. It's just brutally bad. At number 4, we have Turlion the Tenured. This is a Paladin legendary. It's an 8 mana 3/10 with rush, and it sets whatever minion it attacks, it sets its attack and health to 3/3. So it's 8 mana hard removal that can continue to hard remove, but my god, 8 mana. Ridiculously expensive for this effect. If you're playing an 8 mana card in Hearthstone, it has to be batshit crazy. It's gotta be like Deathwing, you know? It comes on the board, swoops in and kills everything, and you have a body. This kills one thing and leaves behind a 3/7. It's not good enough. Paladin has way better stuff. The only way I see this ever really popping up and seeing play is if there's more ways to cheat it out. And right now, there's not much other than that 7 mana spell that cheats us out with Divine Shield and Taunt. It's not a playable archetype in either Standard or Wild. So right now, Turlion, not exactly a bad card by any means, but definitely not good enough to see any competitive play. And I can't see that changing anytime soon. At number 3, we have Ceremonial Maul. This is a dual-classed epic weapon for Warrior. And Paladin, it's a 3 mana 2/2 weapon. It's a terrible stat line. And it has Spell Burst, and it summons a taunt with equal health and attack to the spell that was cast. So you cast a spell that costs 4 mana, you get a 4/4 taunt. This card's crap. Like, it's bad. The weapon sucks. Like, the attack, whatever, it sucks. And then the classes it goes into, it doesn't really curve into a 4 very well. You have, like, Blessing of Kings or, like, a Mortal Strike. And then your payoff is just fair stats. Like, a 4/4 with taunt. That, in 2020, who gives a shit? Like, it's gotta be, like, it has to cheat out. Like, it would need to, like, double the taunt or something. It's just brutally bad. This is one of the worst cards as well. You do not want this. Disenchant it. It's bad. Don't hold on to it. It's awful. Terrible. At number 2, we have a Hunter Legendary. 3 mana 3/4 Professor Slight. Premium stats with upside. He gives all your spells poisonous. So you use any removal, it kills stuff. And that seems potentially powerful. But then again, you're playing Hunter. And in Standard, Hunter has very few spells that utilizes. And you don't care because you're playing Hunter and you're going to go face. That's what Hunter does. And in Wild, you don't care because you're playing Hunter and you're going to go face. Unless you're playing like Highlander Hunter. And then you don't care about this because then you put a bunch of garbage, cheap spells that, you know, utilize this card that you don't care about. Like, there's no deck where this fits into. It's got a relatively powerful effect, but mostly in any other class that actually have good AoEs. Even in Wild, where you have, like, Power Shot, you have Grievous Bite, it's still not worth it. This card's bad. Maybe there'll be some insane spells they make in the future that'll make it good, but as it stands right now, Professor Slate is absolutely useless, and I don't even know where he went to school to get his professorness. Like, that is just... he's a fraud right now. And at number 1, we have one of the worst legendaries, in my opinion, ever made, and this is a Demon Hunter one. It's a 4 mana 4/3 Star Student Stelina. Absolute garbage. It has no effect unless it's outcast. What's his effect when it's outcast? Well, you get to discover a card from your opponent's hand and shuffle it into their deck. Yeah, that's like garbage. Like, it's a little bit of hand disruption. Minor. That's it. That's your payoff for a 4 mana 4/3. disenchant this. It's absolutely useless garbage. And again, if it's not Outcast, it's a 4-mana 4/3. Do nothing. Yeah, one of the worst cards ever, and it's a free 400 dust, or 1600 if you have a golden. I can never, and I mean ever, see this seeing competitive play. I just can't see it, so you can safely disenchant it. And that is 17 cards that I feel are absolutely safe to disenchant from the Year of the Phoenix so far. And again, you never know, they might be playable sometime in the future with new cards. So if you're really hesitant, you don't want to disenchant, you want to hold on to your dust, then do so. But other than that, I feel like these are pretty safe to get rid of. And again, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Friendly reminder that we're up to like 62% of you guys are not subscribed that are watching the channel. So if you feel I've earned your sub, I would really appreciate if you hit that button today. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.